Hope everyone's doing well today. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Get some music going. We're gonna try something a little bit different today. And we're basically gonna just plan for TBC together. I have a lot of stuff I still need to plan. I'm having a hard time getting around to actually just getting into it and just rolling my sleeves up and doing it. So I figured we could try to do it together. So the topic of discussion today will be planning a TBC dungeon cleave. You might have noticed. Oh, by the way, thank you, Mad Eyes, for the 100 bits, my friend. Caligula, it's great to see you, my friend. You guys can hear me okay? Let me know if you can. Just if the sound is okay, music is okay. I'll show you how this is all gonna work in a second here, but we have our slides, we have our agenda, we have some things we can mess with visually. Have some questions for you guys in the chat, and we also have a hold on. We also have the ability to take a look at the dungeons and hop in there. Like, we can plan some of the pulls. Let's see if it works though. Yeah, there we go. So for example, if we were going to you know, talk about mana tombs and plan out some of the pulls in here, we could come in and look around. We can talk about loot. We also have access to the database as well, so we can pull that up. Let's see if it's working. Right, there we go. So if we have to talk about an item or something, we can pull up the DB and look it up. Music's a little loud. Gotcha. It oftentimes is over in this channel. Give me a second. Let me turn it down a bit. Okay, hopefully that might be a bit better. But yeah, welcome back, guys. I've been basically I haven't been streaming as much, just because I've been no life in this TBC server, man. And yo, Low Slotion, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub, my friend. I do appreciate it. Welcome back, everybody. I've been no life in the TBC server, like pretty hard. And it is, yo, guys, for those of you that have been playing Classic, maybe you're waiting for TBC, it's gonna be so ridiculously fun, man. There's so much to do in the Burning Crusade. So many cool items. The classes feel great, the specs feel great. I mean, look at this dungeon, man. Like, visually, Mana Tombs, I think, at least personally, is the most slept on dungeon. Not in terms of, you know, like fat loot or whatever, but just visually. I don't know, all the art assets in here, just this kind of like electrical, kind of ethereal, cosmic thing that they have going on. All the TBC dungeons are great, but in particular, Mana Tombs, I think this one doesn't get a lot of love. Yeah, but the dungeons are a lot of fun. There's so much to do, and as someone like myself, I like to play a couple different characters a lot of the time. In TBC, you kind of just fall in love with one character, or one class rather. You know, I mean, look at that elemental, man. Look at that boss. Killed him yesterday on heroic. He's pretty easy. But yeah, man, I'm playing Warlock in TBC, and I don't really feel any FOMO, you know, like, if anything, I want to play multiple Warlocks. But yeah, oh, it's good to be back with you guys. Oh, Lincoln Craig, man, good to see you. It's been cool raiding with you, brother. Bro, man, did the blur with the tier 2 14 months cheese and rice. You'll love to see it. Thank you, bro, man, I really do appreciate it. Oh, man. It's great to see everybody. Winky, congratulations on getting partner, my friend. One of my my best buddies on the platform for sure. Yo, Winky, congrats, man. That check mark is looking very nice. Okay. Well, let's get back into it. We'll get back over to the guide section. All right. So this is a bit weird. A lot of things I do are a bit weird, but we're gonna try to plan out a dungeon cleave, and I've been talking a lot about it. I basically did a dry run with the boys on the Windrunner server, and it worked in a lot of ways. We did do good, I think. Like, we got 1 to 70 in one play session. We're pretty stacked right now. The raids have been going well. I've been clearing Kara maybe half a dozen times now. We're going into Grills and Mags today in a few hours. Things are going good, but all of us could have felt we could have done much better. Like, we were playing at like 10% of what we could have done. There's a lot of confusion people didn't really feel confident of like where to go and why. We kept bouncing around from dungeon to dungeon, and we can do a lot better. So I'm hoping to plan it with you guys. We get a couple hundred folks in here talking about it. We can come up with a good strategy. So our comp for this is going to be Prot Pally, Double Warlock, Mage, and Resto Shaman. I don't know if anybody's gonna fight us on this. I mean, it's in my mind at least the best spell cleave setup you can have. With that said, I was surprised. We did a few dungeon races versus other teams just for fun in the guild, and stuff that didn't have that perfect synergy. Like usually you would think to yourself you have to commit full spell cleave or you go full melee cleave. You know, optimize for full physical or full spell. They, you know, with the right group with a mixed bag, just throw a hunter in there and a shaman in there, and we weren't blowing them out of the water by any means. We won by like a fraction of a second, but we're basically going for a spell cleave setup. The Prot Pally is, honestly, man, when it comes to just dungeon tanking, they're like the S tier tanks. It's the type of thing that you get so spoiled playing with a protection paladin in TBC that you see a druid or you see a warrior and you kind of just go, kind of want to find a Prot Pally. You're doing slash who paladin, trying to find paladins. Playing with the Prot Paladin is a luxury, dude. It's very nice, and it's not even so much their individual threat. It's the threat value you get from salvation, oftentimes. So, yeah. Windrunner is fun as heck, but it's not the most accurate. You have so little gear because of the ATIS XP. Oh, for sure. And the heroics are extremely overtuned on Windrunner. So you may have heard that the pre-patch and the beta dates are supposedly leaked. There's a lot of leaks going around. We'll see if it's true or not. I do know some of the people in the friends and family circle are able to download their game clients and stuff now. So we'll see what happens, folks. But this is some of the stuff I want to talk about. There's also some questions. If you guys have questions, we can talk about it as well. You know, I was thinking to myself, you know, I could log on and just play some classic and level. It doesn't feel that productive, man. I feel like there's so much discussion that needs to be had about TBC, and haven't really even scratched the surface, you know? Like, for one, you know, if anybody in the chat has been playing on that Windrunner fresh, it's a totally different beast. As my man Dimitri said, I mean, you're just starting with nothing. It's truly fresh. Classic is not going to be a fresh, right? So I'm curious, chat, like, how do you think classic gear, you know, tier 3 gear, tier stuff out of BWL, how is that going to affect itemization and strategy moving into TBC? When I say itemization in terms of like a lot of these pre-bis lists that you see are going to be maybe off base, right? Some of the strategies as far as, oh, you farm this rep first, you farm this rep first, that stuff may not be relevant, because there are some classic pieces that are still extremely powerful in TBC, and like you may not even, or even if they're not, you know, best in slots, some of these classic pieces they're so good that you might want to focus your efforts elsewhere. And so, you know, here's the other thing too. I mean, we have 5 classes here, 2 Warlock, Shaman, Pally, Mage. I was hoping to get with you guys in the chat and find out what you guys think would be the most high impact thing we could do. Kind of come up with like a tier list of, you know, you log on in the morning or whenever you're gonna play, right? And you just have this, you have all these things you can do in TBC. There's so much you can do, and it's so much fun. And figuring out what really is gonna move the needle the most for the most amount of people. Because this dungeon cleave isn't only just the 70. That's like a day or two of the gameplay. You know, you're sticking with this group. If you guys are setting up your own dungeon cleaves for months and months, you're gonna need badges in the Burning Crusade throughout the entirety of the game. You're gonna need hundreds of badges, right? And with a 5-man group, you'd probably be able to carry Karazins. I remember people back in the day saying that they used to do 5-man Karas back in the day. You know, like that could be a thing in TBC, and maybe you can sell some carries. I've been talking on and on and on for weeks now that I do think the best thing you can do for yourself moving into TBC is just to find a good group of buddies that to run dungeons with, to 5-man with. It will help. I would rather roll a fresh 58 boost with no gear with the right team than be fully stacked and speed run to 70 by myself and be looking for a protection paladin. You know, I don't ever want to go open trade chat and go looking for protection paladin for heroic Arcatraz or something, right? Like, hopefully you have it all ahead of time. The group setup is just optimal for rep farms. Yep. I hear you. So here's one issue we've been facing with this group comp, with 2 warlocks, mage, shaman. Like, on Windrunner at least, yo, one's in the chat if you're playing Windrunner right now. I mean, we can't stream it anymore, right? But it's still a lot of fun to talk about and stuff. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with the chat as well. I appreciate you guys being here, man. So one issue we've been facing with this comp is the heroics on the private servers are so overtuned that you don't really seed anymore. Like, this comp is like built around seed of destruction. It's your bread and butter with the double seed. And on heroics, they're so overtuned that you don't really seed. You're CCing everything, and you're just kind of single target ending stuff down. In TBC Classic, one thing I'm really interested in is how easy these dungeons will be, right? Most of the folks playing on the P servers think it's going to be significantly easier, but by how much? Like, are we going to be able to do 20 mobs, 15, 20 mobs right now? I mean, you're able to do it on a heroic at least, maybe like a pack of 4 to 6 tops, even with the best gear we have access to right now, on kind of like tier 4 gear. Yeah, like, how much easier will these dungeons be? Because if the dungeons are kind of hard in TBC Classic, and you're not able to double seed, like, this could not be the best comp, I don't know, as well. Looking for protection paladin won't be a thing. People will take whatever tank they can get. They will, but I promise you, you're gonna be like, looking for tank, and somebody's gonna be like, I'll go, and you see it's a protection warrior, and you're gonna flinch for a second, man. You're gonna, it is what it is, you know. Like, protection warriors and druids can do just fine in the dungeons, but it's just the type of thing where, like, prot pallies are kind of up in their own league when it comes to dungeons, that when you're not with the prot pally, it feels a little bit monk-ass. Like, you're just kind of like, damn, wish he was a prot pally. Like, you can feel it in the air, man. So honestly, one thing I'm learning from playing these TBC servers, man, like, protection paladin is a hell of a way to play. Like, if you're a DPS or a healer or something, you'll think to yourself at one point or another, man, maybe I should have gone prot pally. There's always a demand for him. You're like, everybody's your best friend if you're a protection paladin. Most of us are beggars, not choosers. You get to be chooser as someone with an epic WoW network. And I don't know, man. I think you can find some people right now in Discord or whatever to set up a 5-man group with, man. Just a 5-man group. And it's a lot of fun. Dude, just doing dungeons with everybody. So let's try to think about the best way to do this, guys, if we had to plan this out. Starting with Classic prep. What are you guys doing right now to prepare for TBC in Classic? Let me start a slide and we'll go through it. Again, this is an experimental stream format. We'll see if you guys enjoy it or not. But you know, any participation in the chat would be appreciated. All right, so like Classic prep. What can we do right now on live to help better prepare? We'll start it off. Full quest log. 20 of 20. We can talk about the item duplication, but I don't know. That feels a little bit weird. And the thing is, man, if you have a 5-man stack, you don't need to worry about this, right? Like, I would go into it with, you're only as fast as your slowest link or your weakest link, right? You're only as strong as your weakest link. So, thing is, even if item duplication would give you, like, even if you got insta 61 through item duplication, it wouldn't even be that great, you know? Like, you just want to be on the same page with your team. But with that said, asking everybody in a 5-man stack to get a full quest log just with EPL max quest or something is not bad. So I'm taking out item duplication. I don't think I'm going to do it. So full quest log. You can also store items in bag that open quests, right? So, you know, those type of items, it drops and then you right click it and it starts a quest. You can just turn it in somewhere. I mean, there's some from raids. There's like Oni Head. There's the Phylactery off KT. I have the Phylactery off KT right now. I'm thinking about turning that in after TBC comes out. So there's this, but this isn't too interesting. Classic prep is, I'd say consumables are a big thing, right? Consumables and maybe professions as well. I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on professions. If you think, what you think the play is going to be. I mean, this could be an hour-long discussion in and of itself. But consumables, 15-20k gold, I think you're going to need potentially more, man. It depends how sweaty you want to get with it, right? I mean, there is so much that you need to craft. Again, what classes are you guys going to play in TBC? All I can really offer you right now with confidence is the Warlock POV. And I'll tell you what, the Warlock POV, it is an expensive ride, man. It is extremely expensive. Maybe they're all about the same. You know, I know some of the melees have to craft the double maces, and, you know, the warriors got to craft the thunders and all that. But Warlock, you're crafting Spell Strike, you're crafting Frozen Shadow Weave, you're crafting Girdle of Ruination. You know, you don't really get that much out of tier 4. It's like, you know, a lot of stuff drops and it's not even that good for you, you know. It's okay, but... And then, you know, Destro pots are expensive right now. Maybe they'll cool down a bit, but you're gonna need a lot of gold. And we'll talk about the gold too, like how much we really should get. Yeah, so let's talk about... No, we can talk about all the classes. Yeah, sure, Rogue, yeah. No Rogue in the group, though. Yeah, I will say, though, the heroics are so overtuned on Windrunner that it felt amazing. We had a Rogue yesterday for the first time ever, and all the heroics we ran, I ran with a Rogue. And when the mobs are hard enough and you can't cleave, Rogues actually turn into amazing assets in a dungeon group, right? It was a mistake I made myself talking about Rogues. You guys remember I used to shit on Rogues, right? And say that they were like, you know, imagine playing a Rogue and I would just rather play Warrior instead. If the dungeons are hard enough, if the content is hard enough, the stuns, the blind, the blind, the control, the sap, the utility, Rogues actually offer a lot of utility. If you're in a situation where the mobs are hard enough that you can't cleave everything down. All right, consumables. Flasks. So... I might need your help with this one, guys. So in TBC, like flasks of supreme power at least, and I think some of the classic flasks are still very much used in TBC, and the whole mentality in TBC is that the classic flasks are only barely worse, but they're much cheaper. But here's the thing, if you log into a classic server right now and you look up flask of supreme power, it's still a couple hundred gold, right? So I have like maybe 5 flasks on my Warlock right now, but it's far from 100% uptime. And it may be like a day or two before people get the new TBC flasks. So I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on flasks. Like, are you gonna really try to shoot for 100% uptime off the bat with the classic flasks? Is that even worth it? I don't know, man. Something about flasks in TBC, the classic ones at least, become a lot easier to make. And I think it's like they do something to Black Lotus, like it spawns everywhere or something. It's something worth talking about. Swiftness pots, I would say, would be huge. I'd say this is probably like an S tier consumable for a dungeon cleave, assuming you can do massive pulls. And I'm really supremely curious to see how hard these dungeons are, right? Because all the tanks, not even Pally, Druid, Warrior, Pally, they all really can't pull that well, man. You know? If they really can't. How is a Druid or a... I guess you could maybe sprint in cat form and maybe Moonfire, and run back, but it's a little bit weird, you know? Like, I feel like with a Prot Pally, the way we would pull is he would go bubble, he would run in, we'd stand way back, right? And he would bubble with a swiftness spot and gather up maybe like 3-4 packs, but he would be bubbled, right? And he's able to, you know, he'd mana tap one, he'd Avenger Shield another pack, maybe, you know, just proximity aggro a 3rd pack or 4th pack, and then run back, right click off bubble, then drop the cons at that point. But I think in order to do big pulls, you're going to need swiftness spots. Now, or rocket boots or something like that, but then a tank with rocket boots is a little monk-ass, so... let me see what you guys think. Druids can fairy fire, it's true. It's true. But you, like, the mobs in TBC, in dungeons, they hit really hard. At least, I mean, on the private servers, they hit, like, ridiculously hard. But I still think, you know, TBC is known for hard dungeons, right? Especially, like, on heroics and stuff. So... it's not the type of thing that the tank can just lackadaisically run through a couple packs and just eat all that damage for like 10 seconds. They're gonna die. They can only eat a little bit of it. Misdirect, true. Yep. Another one that's really good is Misdirect, Explosive Trap. Let's see here. IMO, it truly doesn't matter if you get the 70 super quick or later. TBC is without the dailies very raid loggy after you get your pre-bis. Like phase 1 is only tier 4, which have short raids. Let's see, very raid loggy. Well, true, but I would say about with TBC, there's a lot that you need to do, right? So the badge grind itself in TBC, doesn't it make it less raid loggy? In the sense that there actually is always something that you can do. And I'm learning about all these things as we play TBC. Like, you need to do your heroic daily for the 2 extra badges, right? You need hundreds of badges. You'll need them for the entirety of the game. You'll need reputations, you know, certain either meta gems or enchants or inscriptions or whatever they're called. You know, you need like certain reputations at Exalted. You need, you know, your profession cooldowns, right? So you need to make your spell cloth, you need to make your shadow cloth, you need to make, you know, your transmutes. All these things you have to do as well. Plus, you have the raids for sure, but also you're working on a PvP set, right? You're queuing up BGs and that stuff takes some time. You're also capping out arena points, and there's probably more that I'm forgetting right now, you know, but if you add up all these things, like raid loggy to me is like you do the raid, it's done, and there's not really much else to do, right? TBC, there's a lot to do. Karatun. Yeah, we're gonna try to work that Karatun into this as well. So let me just think about what are the consumables, guys? Consumes for the dungeon cleave. Let's see. I mean, flasks. I don't know. A little weird because the classic flasks are still going to be expensive moving into TBC unless you're literally Jeff Bezos. You're not going to have 100% uptime on classic flasks. Maybe with the TBC flasks, sure. Swiftness spots, and this ties into professions as well. Do we all go NG, guys, in a dungeon cleave? Right now, I think I have it set up like everybody's NG for sappers and bombs. The thing is, this might help us in the short term to clear out some of these packs, right? I think some of the mobs have between like 14 and 20k HP, the average trash mob in like a normal dungeon, and maybe it's a bit higher in heroic, like 30k or something. If y'all have NG, you can all get goggles, which is pretty cool. They're good in PvP. You get bombs. I don't know how good NG is going to be. I'm curious your guys' thoughts. The thing is, man, as a warlock, it doesn't seem that good, man. It's 70. Because the thing is, I'm getting Spell Strike, right? I'm getting Spell Strike. I could go NG to 70, but then I'm stuck with NG. And I need the Spell Strike hood and pants. Maybe for some other classes. I know rogues go goggles a lot of the time. I'm just really trying to think how useful these goggles are. You know, I want to go Spell Strike, so the goggles are out the window. I could use the goggles for PvP, though. They have a good amount of stamina on them. So let me see. Y2 Warlock, Seed of Corruption's at 68. Yeah, yep. Seed of Corruption's at 68. So, no, it's at 70, sorry. So Seed is not on the table. I mean, we're gonna dungeon cleave up to 70, but that's only just a small portion of... Like, the main reason we're doing this dungeon cleave, isn't for leveling. Leveling is a part of it, because you can, like, get through the anxieties of a fresh release, right? And all the craziness going on. But it's mainly for that when you're 70, you always have a reliable, high-speed group with a ton of synergy. And it's just, like, fun. It's relaxing. Well, not necessarily relaxing, but everybody's on the same page. The comp is, you know, everybody gets along. It's just, it really feels so good if you can pull it off. Anyway. So, flash, swiftness spots, bombs, question mark. Maybe they're good. Sappers, thorium nades. Consumes scrolls, maybe. Again, kind of low, kind of not super high impact. Think big ones, bro. Huge consumables, maybe faps. I think do they nerf faps in TBC? No, I don't think they nerf faps. They nerf like lips or something. Let's think here. Oh, dark runes. Oh my god, yeah, dark runes would be huge. Dark runes / demonic runes. Mana pots are just, I mean, mana and health pots, obviously. Mana and health pots are just, you just pop them like candy, right? I wonder, guys. Should somebody in the group have drums? Probably, huh? Let me go back to the profession thing. Somebody should probably have drums. Right now, I'm tailoring leatherworking, so I could do it for sure. Like, tailoring is only the one that's, like, non-negotiable on Warlock. One person will need drums. Drums are 350 to use, 365 to create, I think. So I'm wondering how fast you could do that on launch. That's another thing, man. I want to make a slide here. I'm going to make a slide right now. Priorities in all caps. What the hell is the priorities? Like, this might be the most important slide we make today, folks, if we can come up with a system. Because there's professions, there's rep, there's gold, there's experience, there's gear, there's honor. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. There's, you know, you could count, you know, clout as a thing in terms of, like, you know, maybe you just do something for your gear, social equity, whatever you want to call it. There's a line that says professions are the most important thing to do, you know. Professions was like one of the last things we did. We got the 70 on this Windrunner, and professions we did kind of like after the fact. If you really like made a concerted effort to level professions up super quick and like already get to that spellcloth cooldown, already get to that Shadowcloth cooldown like immediately and get that on cooldown, it could be massively advantageous towards getting towards a lot of your gear. You know, there's so much here, and it's hard to come up with a ranking system of what you do and in what order. Yo, Crix, good to see you, man. Professions. Oh god, oh my god, yeah, I have so much to share with arenas. Yeah. Oh yeah. So on this Windrunner server, the arena there is not as sweaty as the tournament realm. Oh shit, we might add Crix, boys. We can actually add Crix to the call. It's gonna be huge. Here, let me call him up. I'm not gonna set up cams with him, but this is my my co-GM here with the guild that we're starting. So it'd be amazing to get his take, and he knows so much about like the different. Oh, this is a treat, boys. Here, get ready. Hopefully he picks up. But yeah, this one, we really need to let this marinate in our minds, guys. What are you guys gonna do? What are you gonna focus on first? You just gonna get the 70 and forgo everything else for like a hot minute, and then, yo, what up, brother?
What's up, brother?
Yo, man, I'm just working. I'm literally trying something really weird right now on stream because I feel overwhelmed in a good way, though, in the best possible way. There's so much to organize with this dungeon cleave, man. We've already come a long way giving it a dry run, but I think we're far from having all like the order of operations down of what we should do and when, man. You know, like which dungeons are going to give us the best gear, the most high impact gear. Do we do Akendune dungeons first? Do we do ramp stun? Do we do the Hellfire dungeons first for the spell power blade? And here's the other thing, yo, Grix, there's a lot to consider, man. And then we have classic gear, right? So the classic gear, we have to see what classic gear is still good in TBC. You did a whole video series on this, man, so you're gonna know
for each class.
Yeah, for each class. You did it for each class. You know, so like a part of me goes, you know, we're running double Warlock, Mage, Pally. 4 of us can use the blade out of Thrallmar if we knock that out. But Thrallmar isn't that great other than that. But there also is one more cool thing about Thrallmar. Isn't there a head enchantment in Thrallmar? It's a healing one, but it has some spell damage on it.
For the I'm literally at Thrallmar right now. Let me look. I'm literally standing in front of the quartermaster.
Yeah.
I've never got that. I always just go get the Shatar one, really.
Yeah, but the Shatar one, it takes how much?
35 healing and 12 spell damage
from Thrallmar. Yeah, I'll throw that 12 spell damage on something, and then here's the other thing.
Oh yeah, because you don't get the head. You actually don't get the head enchant for a little while too. So that actually is a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Right.
So, and you get that at honored or revered? It might be revered.
Honored, but I think it's because of this server. It's actually going to be revered.
So we have to. But
it is revered. Yep.
What about classic head enchants, chat? What are the classic head enchants? Are there any decent ones compared to this? I wonder, man. So what are your thoughts on this, bro? Like, it's an overwhelming amount of things to consider. What do you think the general plan is for this? Imagine it's TBC Classic tomorrow.
We're 60.
Yeah,
Like, and we're getting ready to go.
we're getting ready to
I
go.
am honestly, we're not going to know till the beta, but I'm kind of trying to wonder if we're going to be in Strat or Skolo.
I'm wondering that too.
That's what I'm kind of figuring out. Otherwise, obviously, we can go, you know, Thrallmar, pick up the Week in the Ramparts quest. You can just do that right away. And then you hit Blood Furnace, grind to 61. Takes 12 clears to do that.
Here's the thing, though. Doing
Then it's
Stratholme and
Vengamart.
Skolomance at 60 does fuck all in terms of reputation, though, right? Like, it does
Yeah.
fuck all in terms of gear. It's so, like, I'm looking at these priorities. It does fuck all in terms of furthering the professions. So, like, honestly, speed leveling to 70? Like, is that our play? Are we literally going for XP per hour? I don't think so, bro. That doesn't seem like the
Yeah,
best.
we're trying to be one of the first dungeon groups to 270.
And we will
But
be,
that's the thing is, we'll be
100%.
it'll be XP per hour, but I think we're gonna have to we're gonna take our group and we can go to our server and go do an actual dungeon cleave like we can do 60 to 70 once, and then we can do it on the Dune Strat first to see if we like it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, how much experience are we getting from our quest turn-ins?
What do you think it's going to be, like, different from the values on P0, or?
No, I'm saying, you know how we're gonna have our quest log filled up, so when that launches, we can turn all these quests in. So I imagine like we have all our EPL quests, 25 of them done or whatever, and then we hit 7, it opens up and we can play. We're turning in all those quests,
Yeah, so let's say...
and then we go somewhere, and then we hurt out the or port to Stonard or whatever, and then run down to Blasted.
Yeah. I don't know if are you going to have Stonard port even?
I think mages already do. I'm not sure. I think they already do.
This is why we're doing this call right now, man, to even plan this shit out, you know? We could, well, the thing is, Dusty has warlocks everywhere, so if anything, he can summon us right to Dark Portal. So turn in 20
yeah, we can get
quests.
3 Ulster.
Yeah, turn in 20 quests, hit 60.5, get summoned to Dark Portal. I honestly, it's confusing me. Like, we could do Strat and Skolo, but it doesn't do anything for reps, right? So
Doesn't know. No. Once I sell Dark Portal summons 10 gold each, yeah, you'd make a killing, bro. You'd make an absolute mongoloid killing.
Yep. All right, so let's we do that. So we zone in Hellfire. We're with the boys. It's hard to imagine what kind of gear everyone has, you know? Like, how much spell power does an axe weapon have, boys? One-hander. Anybody know off the top of the head? Or a staff, like a one-handed axe weapon, or a
axe weapon. It's like 85. I want to say Wraith Blade is like 85.
85.
Right now.
Somebody look it up. Look it up. Yeah, like what's the ballpark?
And Wraith Blade is the best one you can get, and it's 95. 14 crit, 8 hit, 95. You're gonna replace that.
So it's kind of dog shit. Even the best next weapon is kind of
telling
dog
people
shit.
is like, if you're a warlock, people always ask me like what you should spend your DKP on. Do not buy that weapon. Like,
yeah.
There's a staff that you get right when you enter Outlands that's at 90.
I mean, you just do some normals, right? Didn't we do like? Oh no, it wasn't a normal. We did.
Yeah, yeah. Runesong Dagger, Starlight Dagger. Those are 121.
Is that normal or heroic loot?
Normals. That's normals.
Yeah.
You can drop your normals for you.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, let me pull up the DB actually. What's that Thrallmar weapon called? Do you have any idea?
Stormcaller is the Horde one, and then Blade of the Archmagus is the Alliance equivalent for Honored Hold. It's 150 spell power.
Okay, so check this out, boys. That's not bad, bro. Is it really 159?
159, yeah.
With 21 crit on it? Yo,
if they go with a 2.0 atomization, it'll be 150, but whatever.
Oh, that's a nasty blade, bro. Considering that the S1 blade that we have right now has 199, right? And it's just got Resil, so like the Resil is kind of a wasted stat for the PvE. This is 159 with some stats on it with 21 crit. I mean, this is exalted though. It's a type of thing, man. There's so many lines, bro. I wish I was smarter, man. Like, you know how it's like you have to work hard, or not work smart, not work hard, right? So getting from revered to exalted may just take a stupid amount of time, right? Like when you could just get revered with a bunch of different things, you know?
It's a good day. It's a good day of just getting. It's a good day to get the weapon, but it's so worth it unless you're. So there's also 2 alternatives. Blade of Wizardry is one of them, and the Eternium Rune Blade. But one's a blacksmithing, and one's with extremely expensive mats. I'm talking like 2k gold, 3k gold for it, and it's barely better than this one. And then Blade of Wizardry is a BOE that drops that has a haste proc on it. It has 164 spell power and a haste proc.
You know what I like though, Crix? I like guaranteed rewards though.
Yeah, guaranteed. It's so expensive, bro. It's so expensive.
You know what's a guaranteed reward though, Crix? Guaranteed, and it may be almost as good as this and require way less effort, like 15 hours less effort.
What?
You know what I'm thinking? Guaranteed. Think guaranteed.
What, continuum blade?
The Keepers of Time one.
Yeah, but that's 120. That's 100 and what 30? 121 spell power.
Yeah, dude. Look how much less that is. So yeah, you lose 159 spell power compared to 121. So yeah,
so
you
you
lose 38 spell power, but you get some hit.
Yeah.
You know, and this is
And
only.
so we get that. So you're gonna have that. You pretty much what normally happens on normal servers is you hit 70. You go whenever you decide to go do the Cavern that first escort quest you do. After you do that quest line, the escort and OHF and BM, you're already halfway through honored.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you do 2 runs, and you're pretty much you can get this right away.
So
and then you will use this while we're doing the rest of our farms, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. So you're
Because
on
we'll
the
have
same
the
page.
gold, just slap cheap little 40 spell power on it. Because Destiny's got enchanting, we'll be able to put a little 40 plus enchant on and use these until we're ready to go farm some Thrallmar out.
So we're getting somewhere, right? Because I was thinking to myself, oh, do we just sit in friggin' Hellfire until we get exalted and get the blade? Probably not. You probably go for this first. I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's see what
this is the first thing that we do, and then we go to blade after we get some other gear.
Okay.
A placeholder, but you should have Stormcaller because you never know how long it's going to be until you get a blade. Granted, there's a blade off Gruul, there's a blade off Prince, there's a blade off the World Boss, and we'll have action at all that. So, but just in case, you know.
Okay. Continuum blade. How does it spelled again? Continuum, 2 U's in it. Okay. Blade at, when are we doing OHF, like 68 or something, as we're doing the Keratin?
Yep.
Continuum blade at 68. That's something to keep in mind. It's hard to organize all this shit. So, okay, let's say, 60.5, we go into the Dark Portal. Let's assume there's 30 instance cap. There's 30 instance cap in Classic right now, right, boys? So, 30 instance cap, we're running Blood Furnace to like 62. Does anyone think that's stupid? Blood Furnace to 62. It's more efficient than ramps. It makes better use of the lockouts. I don't think any of us need ramps gear. There's nothing good in normal ramps for us. I'm fairly sure.
I think you can go 61 and go into slate pins. No, 63.
Yeah, let me see. Let me go over to slate pens and
Yeah,
see.
you can grind slate pins to honored or until 63, which is 10 clears. Oh, here, let me send this to you. Oh, I just did on Discord. Don't show it, but just talk about it.
Yeah.
And then
Let's check out slave pens mobs, man. Let's see what level they are. I don't know if you can come in here at 61. It might be a bit monk-ass. Let's see.
slate pins has a little bit more rep because you can kill all the slaves that you normally would skip slaves, but there's also more slaves everywhere. You can actually kill them all for like a decent amount of rep. But then Underdog has, you know, that the escort in the back, the shortcut exit in the back, so you can get out, right?
Yeah.
But you can do slay pins to 62 and then go Underdog. But also with Underdog, you can run to the west side of Zangarmarsh and pick up the Sporgor quest line, and it's like 3 or 4 quests that tell you to go to Underdog, so you can double up with that.
You know what we should check though? We should check to see if any of the quest rewards from ramps or Blood Furnace are upgrades.
There are. There's a trinket. Right? Yeah, there's a trinket. There's a couple, yeah. But also, we can just come back and forth if we have to. Like, we're just going to take a little bit of time off to do that, but we could if we wanted to.
I see. I'm looking at the boss level, right? Because you ideally want to fight stuff that's like 3 levels higher. If we're 61, the bosses are 64 in slave pens. That seems kind of... It's the type of thing like in Diablo where you're pushing too high greater rifts, or it's like, yeah, you can technically do it, but you're like your efficiency isn't the greatest if the mob is 3 levels higher.
Somebody points out that we're talking about gear like people need gear. A lot of people are already fully geared. We're just not fully geared. Well, you will be, but I'm not gonna be like so. Yeah. We're not gonna need a lot of these upgrades. Now that thank you, Kilroth, for bringing this up. A lot of those upgrades, you're not gonna need those.
Well, let's see what we have, right? So can we? What are the ramps quests called? The ramp and Blood Furnace quests. Anybody can shout out to as well?
Weaken the ramparts is what it starts at.
Okay. So check to see, because okay. Type something if I'm stupid, guys. Am I stupid? Is this statement stupid? The best thing, I'm gonna make a thesis. Remember college where you like make just a statement and then people either say your thesis is stupid or whatever? My thesis is this. Anything that's like a guaranteed reward for all 5 of you is the best thing you can do in terms of like priorities, order of operations. So it's like type of thing like Shadow Moon Valley head, that Magcar head, like that Starkiller's Bauble at a Netherstorm, a Week in the Ramparts quest where everybody gets like a neck or something, or like a trinket, that Blade Fist Breath trinket. If you're running a 5-man dungeon cleave, here's my thesis. And you can get a guaranteed upgrade to everybody. That's the highest impact thing you can do possible. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. What's the highest impact thing?
If you need the loot, though. If
that's what I'm saying.
I know a lot of people won't need the upgrades, but I know a lot of people still will, though, right? So if you don't need the upgrades, then I wouldn't even worry about it. I'd still go do the quest, though, and you're still going to end up with the item. And stuff like, if you look at Nax trinkets, for instance, like obviously they're really, really good. They're going to be way better than these ones in Outlands, except you still need hit as a Warlock. So if you don't have that hit, you're going to be wearing Bauble, Starkiller's Bauble, because you're going to need the hits, or not for whatever the fuck it is until you get your spares, right? Or unless you just only have Nels and you have another one back up.
Okay. So I'm going to put, we turn in 20 quests, we hit 60.5, we get summoned to Dark Portal, we walk in. We should check to see if Ramparts / or Hellfire, we should check to see if there are any Hellfire quests that give upgrades to whole group. I'm just going to leave it ambiguous like that, you know what I'm saying? Like it could be anything. It could be that defense trinket for Gray. We'll see where he's at with his gear, right? But isn't there that defense trinket where you complete some of the Hellfire quest thing? Is it may be a layered shit show? It may be a sharded, layered shite show. So maybe it's not even possible to do those things, but you should at least check, right?
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, so we're going to check to see if there are any Hellfire quests that gives upgrades to the whole group. If so, see if we can knock those out. Blood Furnace to 62. Also, another question, Crix. What's your thought process on professions, man? Because I was first thinking NG for everybody, right? Now I'm a Warlock right now, and I'm on the Windrunner, and NG would be dog shit for me right now.
Oh yeah, it would be garbage in dungeons, but leveling up. I mean, I don't know.
Seems like a waste.
It would help. Yeah, it's going to help more than.
Because I'm using Spell Strike, right? So I'm not going to use the goggles. Maybe for PvP.
Well, it's like, do you want to? Yeah, it's like, do you want tailoring obviously at 300, right? So you'd be tailoring and enchanting, so you don't have to worry about tailoring. But then, what are you going to do? Drop enchanting? I mean, drop engineering for enchanting once you're at 70 and have to level that up, rather than already have that at 300 too.
Well, my thing
is, you already had all the mats.
When I first started putting this plan together, I was thinking to myself, oh, NG is the only thing that's going to affect our combat efficiency, right? And like, we're going to clear the content faster as NG. But I'm starting to think maybe that's short-sighted. Maybe it doesn't fucking matter if we clear it like 10% faster. Like, if we get professions that are going to help us. So my question is, how would you set up the professions? Are you going to have somebody with leatherworking? If so, who? And like, I'm talking day one TBC, out the gates.
Like you already have it, yeah.
Yeah, at 300 at least, with mats and stuff. How would you do the professions? Just what's your first take on it? Like,
I think Paladin should be engineering, drill crafting. Well, the mage and the warlocks are going to be tailoring anyway, because they're not going to want to level up the tailoring at 70. They don't want to go get all that cloth and stuff, so that's a smart thing to do. So you can go tailoring engineering, or you can go tailoring and whatever else. But do we go engineering for all the bombs and stuff for that little bit of edge, or do we just go with? It's a decision. Do you want that little bit of edge in the dungeons, or do you and then have to level up enchanting at 300?
All right, let's work backwards.
Do
we need a leather worker in the group for drums? Seems easy, right? Yes, one.
Well, yeah, but he's not gonna level up. He's not gonna have enough to level up leatherworking for drums while we're just dungeon cleaving. He's gonna have to go farm like a lot of leather.
Well, no. Here's the thing. This should be a tip too that we write out. If anybody in the chat is this stupid, chat? Is this stupid? All of us should have an alt in a city that we can scoop up materials with gold on that alt, right? So as we're doing our thing, like a little bit of downtime here, a little bit of downtime there, you're scanning, right? And you're looking for cleft hoof leather. You're looking for that first wave to level up your profs. You know what I'm saying? So like we have 300, right? We're 300 with all our profs heading into TBC. Let's say it's Dusty on leatherworking, and he's scanning for all those mats. Like he has a list out of what he needs to get to 350. And then he's looking at 350, you can use drums. So even if he can't get to 365, if he's 350, he could be just scanning and looking for the first people to put drums up on the auction house, the people that are going for the gold prio line, and scoop up those drums for us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to go leatherworking.
And he's going to have to be 350.
Yes, right.
It's just hard. It's going to be hard to get 350 while leveling if we're just dungeon cleaving the whole time. So I don't think drums are really going to help. Engineering would help more than that, way more than that.
Yeah. Can you hear that vacuum in the back? Sorry, I think Wifey's doing something. You can hear it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Is it bad?
Yeah, I wouldn't really worry about. I don't know. I don't think leatherwork's gonna work. You need a lot of leather. It's kind of like trying to level up your tailoring while we're in a dungeon. Like you can because you can just make bolts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So okay, let me go for it. All right, tell me if I'm stupid, man. All right, tank. Why does the tank have JC other than just for the memes? I don't know if it does really much for it.
It's just a good paladin profession to have, really, because they're tanking everything. You get to do all the cool drill craft and stuff. It's just a good thing to have. It's good for anybody to have, really. That's. I mean, I'm gonna be JC if they do something if they ruin leatherworking. So it's like get it, make your gems, just 40 whatever gems, drop them, stuff like that.
What about the trinkets too? Is there a tanking trinket out of it? One thing that sticks out, NG does seem good for a tank, like you said, just because
important shit.
You can use rocket boots, and if we get to the point where we're super overgeared on the content cricks, which could be the case, like it could be the case that the classic TBC dungeons are so much easier than the P server ones, and we've been like, we've been overhyping it, right? So if that's the case, Grace can run around with rocket boots and gather up a bunch of mobs. Also, he can use bombs to pull. So tank with NG. Okay, we're getting somewhere, man. I swear to God, this thing is useful that we're doing this stream. Tank with NG. NG is good because he can pull at least one more pack with a bomb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
NG is good. NG's beautiful. He needs to be NG anyway because then he can hurry. NG some of those things where he can mine in all the dungeons. You see in all the mining stuff there, right? So he can mine all the dungeons.
Yep.
He has got rock launcher, which he needs to help pull anyway. So there's a lot of things they can do. It's good.
Okay, so NGJC, and I think Grace likes. Oh, thank you. Oh, she wasn't a vacuum; it was actually a smoothie. Appreciate it. So JC, Grace likes JC too. He's leveling it now, so we'll probably go with that. All right. So mage, you're playing a mage right now, Crix, right?
Yeah.
Now that you have first-hand experience playing a mage in TBC, going through the entire 1 to 70 and all this, which professions stick out that would be the best for you? Just doing it all over again.
Tailoring, enchanting. I would say tailoring, enchanting. If I was a mage, I would go tailoring, enchanting, unless if they don't ruin leatherworking, then I would go leatherworking, obviously. But I'm assuming they're going to do something where people don't have to go leatherworking or whatever they're going to do, I'd go tailoring, enchanting. Because if you're a tailor, you do not want to hit 7. You have to go get the cloth from 1 up to tailoring. So no matter what, mages are going to want tailoring. They want spell strike. They want the same thing you do, spell strike, but we want spellfire rather than frozen shadow wave.
Yeah, they want spellfire and spell strike. We want shadow.
I mean, unless they want to go.
Shadow Weave and spell strike.
To each their own. They can go frost and get frozen shadow, even pump too. But either or, do whatever. But they're gonna want tailoring, just like warlocks are gonna want tailoring. Fucking Ellie shamans, boomies. So many people are gonna want tailoring.
Okay.
The other profession is literally just if as long as they change leatherworking drums, if they change whatever their blizzard is gonna do with that other profession slot is literally a subjective bonus profession for you to choose whatever you want to do. What do you want? Do you want a gold? Do you want it to be for whatever the hell the reason is?
Let's make the reason to make ourselves as a 5-man stack as self-sufficient as possible. You know what I'm saying? So like, even if you need wizard oils, right? And we all need wizard oils. Every single one of us in the whole group, 100% uptime wizard oil. One of us should probably be an alchemist then, huh?
Yeah.
So
yeah, are they going to be able? I don't think they're going to be able to craft that while we're dungeon cleaving though.
It's okay.
Okay, you can already make it, right?
Auction house. They'll have the golden advance, and they'll have an alt at the city just parked in Orgrimmar, and we'll be scanning the auction house for the materials. So you just accumulate it on the alt, right? And then when we get a downtime, right, and we're like, yo, let's take an hour off. Port to the city with the mage. We all go out there, and we just work on professions as the city is one unit, right? Like, so we all go 1 hour, get the professions up, right? Something like that.
Yeah, but wizard oils, that doesn't sound right.
What's that?
Wizard oils enchanting?
No, isn't it alchemy? Is it enchanting? Oh, it might be enchanting.
Pretty sure it's enchanting, yeah.
Oh.
That's why it sounded weird. So you can't. It's gonna be. You're gonna have a struggle in leveling up enchanting too. But that's not important. The important thing about enchanting is disenchanting. You want to be able to disenchant. So you can make so much more money disenchanting the gear that drops rather than just green vendoring it.
Okay. So yeah, we need an enchanter in the group for sure.
Yeah, which I'm probably gonna be most likely either enchanting or yeah, probably enchanting. 100%. If they butcher leatherworking, I'm going enchanting.
Okay. But you're a warlock, So you're gonna go tailoring enchanting on warlock.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I'll probably go tailoring JC, stock up on my gems, drop JC. I'm gonna go some sweaty shit. Just ignore me. But yeah, I'll end up enchanting tailoring.
For our group, right? So
yeah.
Okay. Mages tailoring. I'm going tailoring. I think maybe I'll do whatever we need. Like I kind of want to go leatherworking for drums, but the shaman. Do shamans go leatherworking like a healer shaman?
Yeah, they go shamans. They go leatherworking. However, you're not going to be able to do drums. Like you're not going to be able to do that. Like it's going to be too hard. You can't level it up. There's way too many. You're going to be to level up leatherworking. You have to farm like a day off and go farm.
Chris, I'm gonna have gold, bro.
You're gonna buy every skin that hits the market.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh, hey, do it then, man.
Yeah,
it will be expensive as fuck. It's gonna be probably the most expensive thing you could ever do in your life.
We have time to prepare though. We got a couple months to prepare for it, right?
Swipe. Yeah, I feel that. You're right.
So, but I'm saying this: the shaman go.
Yeah, if we can do that, then it's worth it. Yes, 100% worth it.
Should the shaman get drums then? Because he goes leatherworking normally for what? What is a shaman crafting with leatherworking?
They're just the best ones to go leatherworking because they have drums resto. They always want. I don't know if they're gonna need drums resto if the buff fights are easy, but it's shamans just typically are gonna go leatherworking anyway. Their off specs need the leatherworking pieces. It's like
okay. I mean? So shaman on leatherworking.
Yeah.
I'm going.
I've never seen a shaman not go leatherworking. Maybe it's because it drums the resto, and that's the only reason. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big brain shaman, so I actually don't know. But I don't think they're gonna need drums resto really. I don't think fights are gonna be too long to where everyone's struggling for mana like that.
Somebody said you can level leatherworking to 330 on items you can buy now. That is such a good point too, right, Grix?
Whoa.
Because that stuff might be yellow and green, but yo, that's still giving you skill points, right?
That's pretty crazy.
The other thing that is nasty from this group comp, by the way, chat, is that we have a mage and a warlock, right? And we have double summon within the group, in-house, and portals. So, like, if we need to go resupply or something, somebody can easily go out and get it at a city, and we can summon back. You're like a one-stop shop. Okay. So,
I'd probably have Graves go mining engineering. Because he has double professions but no pickup. Unless he's just gonna buy all the mining stuff.
Yeah, it depends how rich we are. If we're all gonna put in time to farm, we shouldn't really need a gathering profession, right? We can use our alts for gathering. Kind of just wasting time.
Yeah, true.
So, tailoring enchanting on mage. Having double enchanter seems bad.
Yeah.
Tailoring. Is NG even good, man? What is NG good for, chat?
Bombs.
What is NG good for? Bombs, I guess.
Arcane bomb sciencing. Yeah. That's it. I mean, nothing crazy.
I almost feel though, bro, with double seed damage at 70, maybe we don't even need the bombs that much. Like if you're spreading a couple seeds, it's more about getting the pull down really well, right?
Yeah, with the slows, we have no problem. We've all done it too. It'll be easy.
So Gray having NG makes sense because he can make a bigger pull and more elegantly line up the stack, and then we can kill it all with seeds. So he needs NG, makes sense. But me as a warlock, I'm not using the headpiece, I'm not using the trinket. I'm walking in there with Mark of the Chosen from Kel'Thuzad. I'm walking in there with Icon pretty quick. Like, what am I gonna need the engineering trinkets for? I'm not gonna need the gun. The more and more I had NG for everybody, and I'm starting to think NG is not very good.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
I don't know. I think it'd be good for bombs. Other than that, it's not that big of a deal in my opinion.
Sappers, gadgets, force reflective disc, mode extract, repair bot, true. But the repair bot's not that good though in our group because we can port out to the city.
It just saves time though, at the same time.
It does. And Graves will be NG for repair bot, so he can drive it. Never mind. So I don't know what I'm gonna go, man. I don't think it's NG. It could be enchanting. Just because we will get a lot of greens running dungeons, I guess, and the 24 spell damage on rings is pretty huge, isn't it?
Yeah. It's 12 on each ring, but yeah, it's broken.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Is that going to be there at launch, you think? 12 damage on each ring?
Yeah. Of course. I think so.
So maybe we go tailoring enchanting on multiple. Mage is going to want that. What about the shaman? Leatherworking and what?
Yeah, probably tailoring, man. They need tailoring too.
They need tailoring. That's right. Dusty leveled up tailoring. Everybody needs tailoring, man. Okay. So, only the tank with NG. And everybody with enchanting tailoring.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder what we're missing here, though. We have gems from Gray, enchants from everybody, wizard oil from everybody. Yo, you know what's kind of nasty, Crix? With this much tailoring in the group too, that's 4 spell cloths or four shadow cloths, just in house, right? Well,
Big
4 cooldowns rather. That's pretty nice. Yeah. Okay.
We all need it at the same time, though.
It's true.
Everybody needs their own thing. Like you and I are going shadow cloth, they'll be going spell cloth.
Yeah, no, it's true.
He's going primal.
Okay, so back to the plan. Day 1. We check to see if there's any Hellfire quests that give upgrades to the whole group. Blood Furnace to 62. Then Slave Pens. We also have to factor in, like, maybe we take a break at 62 to do professions for a little bit. I don't know. Nah, maybe not. We're gonna be pretty.
Yeah, we're trying to pump.
Yeah. I think it's slave pens from 62 to 64 ish. Think Zenger March though, Crix. Are there any group rewards that are good for everybody?
Nothing that. There's some upgrades. It's just like slight upgrades going off of each place, right? It's just slight upgrades going off of like the Hellfire ones, but the gear. I don't think any of us are really gonna need that much of it, except for like me. So not really. And if they are, they're like the end of a long chain. So it's gonna be like instead of it's either we set up to dungeon cleave and we dungeon cleave, or we get out of the dungeons and go quest for a little bit.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Also, if we did Blood Furnace straight to 62, that's taking us honored, right? I think so. It doesn't take that many runs to get honored.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so 62.
When you come back and do the quest and everything easy.
Then pick up honor hold, or sorry, Thrallmar gear. So that's another thing, chat. Do you think the blue gear of honored is going to be there on launch?
No.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not.
Those vendors are going to be looking pretty sparse then with none of that gear there.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're not. We don't. That's not important. If they do that, then they're taking all the fun out of BGs. That'd be stupid.
Yeah, we'll see. And it's probably worse than our classic gear. Maybe.
No, it's not. The PvP set you're talking about?
Yeah, the PvP set.
Oh, for PvP, no. For PvE, probably. Yeah, it is worse.
Okay. Okay. So then 62, 64 slave pens. How do we root in, Crix?
Yeah.
All the big open world quests, if we could, in a perfect world. Let's say there was nobody else playing on the server. Like, you know how we fucked up so hard by not getting that Shadowwind Valley head? Mm-hmm. Like, we severely trolled and griefed by not getting that.
Well, we could have just did it at 70. None of us went and got it.
Or the Maghar one, right? From Thrallmar. Yeah. If Hellfire is decent, we could work on that quest line.
Yeah.
I want to root those in though, right? Because if all 5 of us can get a guaranteed upgrade, whether it's a headpiece or a trinket or whatever, going back to our original thesis, that seems like the most high impact thing we could do, you know?
I agree. We should do that too, because that's actually an important headpiece. Also depends on how fast we're clearing. Are we gonna get, or how fast? Yeah, that's a good. I think we should do it for sure. But we don't have to stop doing. We can just do it because it's part of the Aconite quest chain. So in order to do all that, you have to actually go to. You have to go to and do a quest line. So like that Evoker's Helm of Seconds that you're talking about, or the Magari Horns. You have to do like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quests, and then you got to do a quest chain. At least the dungeons, and then do a couple dungeons.
What is the item called? Let's go look it up. The cool thing is that
Magari Horns. Magari Ritualist Horns.
Okay. You would think, guys, in the chat that our group would step on each other's toes a lot because we need a lot of the same gear. And while that is true when it's going for stuff like Quag's Eye and stuff like that, at the same time, you know, these guaranteed upgrades are going to be humongous power spikes for us, you know?
Yeah.
Because we all get something, we all get it at the same time. We all make use of it. Like once we all get exalted with Thrallmar, 4 out of 5 of us instantly get an epic weapon in our group. That's just so nasty. Okay, let me look it up.
And then also, as someone pointed out, Ring of Blood too. What a Ring of Blood.
Like Therodon's head, no. All right, here we go. And this is for all classes. Here, let me pull it up.
No, but that quest line, there's something for all the classes.
There's something for all the classes. Okay. Maghari Ritualist Horns, no meta gem sockets, spell hit. Amazing valuable stat for everybody. Crit, 50 damage and healing. Yeah, this is really good.
So I'm sending you the quest, and look at the quest rewards.
Yeah.
There's one for each class right now. That's that one. Also, this is a horde only quest.
Horde only quest, gotcha. Let's see if there's anything for Gray as well.
Yeah,
Plate legs with defense, hit, and critical strike. Decent. I mean, it's not really like the best thing ever for Gray, right? Because this is kind of like for warriors, but
it's good for him. Oh, it's beautiful for him to start.
is it? Okay.
Yeah, when you start out, he's gonna replace it with Time Warden's leggings, and by the time that we get a continuum blade, but it's good to start. Then the second quest I sent you is what he gets on that one too. You can scroll down and see what he gets.
Okay. Evoker's Helm of Second Sight. Let's take a look.
The second one is the quest. I'm looking to see if there's a.
This is the Shadow. This is the Shadow Moon Valley Terran Gorfian quest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about this though. Doing it at 70. Do you think it's gonna be that good? Because we're gonna craft Spellfire almost immediately.
Yeah, now if we get Spell Strike really fast now, yeah.
Like, what level could we get this Maghar horns? I wonder. Could we do it while leveling? Like, get it at like 65 or something? In a 5-man stack?
Not 65. I think it's 68. But yeah, we can.
Requires level 66 up top here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of quests though, my friend. This is a breadcrumb to speak to some person.
It's a long quest line.
Olemba Root, Marshberry, Talari Frond, Dragon Spine.
Group quest too.
Oh, it's a Nagrand quest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we all get this. What do you think, Chad? Good idea, bad idea? Is this going to be a nightmare to do on launch, though, Crix, realistically?
If we level at a good pace. If we level at a good pace, we're ahead of people now. It's not going to be that bad, but probably, yeah. At the same time, yeah.
Yeah. That's 14 quests. Thrall, Son of Duraton. Some of these are just speaking with people, though. Oh, you have to go into Akadon Crypts. Yeah. I like that. That makes sense doing it in a dungeon cleave. The fact that we actually have to clear out crypts. They got this. Oh, okay. I like it. I think we should go for it. 4 out of 5 of us instantly get this. And is this better than Classic Gear? Chat, how does this compare to Tier 3? Like Plague Heart and stuff like that. Guess we can look it up, huh?
It's,
Plague Heart, what is it? Raiments? Plague Heart Armor. Classic. Plague Heart Raiments. Here we go. So, Plague Heart Helmet.
Circlet.
Circlet. 33 damage and healing compared to 50. 2% crit, though.
28%. I mean, 28 hit. That's 28 crit rating.
28 crit rating, yeah. So this is 1% crit on this. So you lose a crit, and you get 1% chance to hit, which is what, 12 hit rating?
You want to get hit. So you're looking at classic values. So it's 33 spell damage, 28 crit rating, 8 hit rating.
Mm-hmm.
So at level 60, those are 1% and 2%, but at 70, the ratings change, right? So you're losing 17 spell power, right?
Right. So this actually does look better.
Crit, yeah. 13 crit, and you lose 14 hit. So it's just overall worse.
Yeah.
So that is an upgraded T3.
Yeah. Significant though, chat? Significant enough to pursue this and go down through the quest line? What do you think, chat? Better for mages? Well, it's gonna work. The mage is gonna use it. Both warlocks are gonna use it. And that's it. I guess Grace is gonna get the pants and Dusty gets nothing. Could our shaman benefit from this? I mean, he's doing nothing with the spell hit, right? The spell crit. The only wasted stat for the shaman would be the spell hit. Maybe he would get some. Maybe he would choose this as well. Yeah, probably would. So all 5 of us would get something.
None of the classes really keep the T3 bonus. It's it.
You're gonna break the warlock set bonus. True.
You don't really keep them. You're getting rid of them pretty fast. All of them. Phase 6 bis for warlocks, you're not even wearing all T3 as it is anyway, let alone the pre-bis for it.
I don't know, man. I mean, like, if it came down to this head versus a Plague Guard head and you get 12% more corruption damage, you might be using corruption if you're going Felguard spec early, too.
There's a leveling build tweaking with T3 with that, too, but it's not... Kilroth's working on it. I'm not testing it. I don't like it, but he's tested it and he likes it. But,
yeah.
T3's garbage, so I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, all 5 of us get an upgrade. Maybe we... so what do you think? as of right now? You want to go for
Oh,
it?
there's 2 upgrades already better than T3 helmet. And you're getting spell strike relatively fast. Spell strike is a warlock. Spell strike should be your first thing that you get. Like you hit 70, your job is to get spell strike. Whether you buy it off the auction house because it's a BOE, or you decide to get cloth up and you level it up and make it yourself. Either way, that's like the most important thing in the world. So like at the same time, the headpiece is the least important to kind of go out there at the same time. So if it's something where we can hit it naturally, peacefully, then yes. But if we have to go out of our way for a couple hours, like we think we might have to, then I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
let's see.
We are questing. It's a bunch of quests, so we're getting experience from quests. We're getting experience from killing shit. It's more like, and we're a 5-man wrecking team. If we're speed leveling ahead of the time like we should be, we're going to be left alone out there. We should be able to do it. I think we should. Maybe we should.
Okay, let's see how bad this is. Chat. How long will this take a 5-man stack to do? You speak to Great Mother Gaia, right? This is in the Mag'har hub in Nagrand, right?
Yeah.
So you speak with one person to pick it up.
Well, look at the requirements on the bottom of that. On the very bottom of that list that you just were on, the page you just went back from, the very bottom of the list, there's 3 requirement quests that you have to do. Right there on that page on the bottom. So one of those, in order to open up Mag'har quests in Nagrand anyway, you need to be neutral with them. Right now, you're nothing with them, or you can't be neutral with them. You have to go do the Thrallmar quest line where we follow about Spirit Wolf.
Right? Because we couldn't do any of the Mag'har quests.
Yeah, exactly. When I was trying to tell you guys to do this wolf quest,
this seems kind of like a big yikes, bro. Getting all the way to neutral with them, fuck that, right?
Yeah, so we have to do the opening 3 quests in Hellfire, which opens up the Spirit Wolf quest. Go run back and forth and do the Spirit Wolf quest, which then opens Mag'har rep. Then we can go to Mag'har rep to do those 3.
Man,
the Totem is an escort quest. Message is a good one. They're not hard to do, but the Forge Camp quests are the elites that are all sitting over there that you have to have a group for.
Considering we're getting spell strike like day 3, fuck this.
Yeah. What that would do is if it was easy for to do and it's good, we can judge it based it on, if we're the only ones doing it, it's not going to be that bad to do and it's good experience still.
The SMB
and we can just go spell strike pants first because there's not really good backup pants. There's not good ones, but they're not really good alternatives to spell strike pants right now. Meanwhile, for the head slot, there really is.
Thing is, bro, the Shadow Moon Valley head, maybe this is the play. Look how much better this headpiece looks, chat. Oh my god, bro. 3 sockets.
Yeah, but that's the tank one. So there's no defense rating on it. Unless you put...
No, I'm saying all of them have 3 sockets. And the Shadow Moon Valley quest line, this really does require 5 people. That Nagrand one, not really. Like, I don't know, it's a little bit weird, right? Like, you can wear this. Like, how good is this helmet compared to even Prebis? Is this Prebis?
No. So Mag'har's, it depends. You can put gems in there. Look at it this way. So if you want hit, remember how the other one had 12 hit on it or whatever?
You can put 27 hit in this with 3 gems, man.
Yeah, you can. But or you can put 4 the other gems, which is 4 hit, 5 spell damage as well. So you get 12 more hit as well, plus 15 more spell damage. So that puts you at 50 spell damage, 12 hit, and 24 crit, which is 6 crit rating more than Mag'har. But that doesn't give Grays a def cap. A def helmet. There's no tank helmet.
It gives you like some red one.
Yeah, that's the tank one.
True. I almost feel like this quest is less painful though. Like the hard part is the fell ash. That's kind of annoying. Those are kind of like an individual type of quest, getting to 15 each. But like, so this one, I can't really figure out how I can see the whole line for it.
You click the quest that says starts.
Requires divination Gorfiend's armor. I think it's this. Opens quests.
You just click that and it'll open it. If you click where it says start Ancient Shadow Moon Spirit
Here we go. So we just did this recently. Check this out. Chief Apothecary Hildegard. So you pick, this all starts in Shattrath. You go to Lower City and pick it up. And this Draenei dude gives you Chief Apothecary Hildegard. Then you go to the Shadow Moon Valley Village place. I don't know why it's not showing on this. You go to that the Horde Hub in Shadow Moon Valley, right? You pick up the follow-up, which says you get 15 Ever-Burning Ash. This is just right outside of the base. It's kind of annoying to do as a 5-man stack, but we get through that. Then Spectracles. This quest, this is a group-shared quest, right? We can do this all together, right? Sorry. If we all have the goggles on, we can all see these Shadow Moon Zealots in the town.
Yeah, it's gonna be group.
This is group. So this is easy mode. Then it's Terran Gorfiend. Only thing is, bro, do you need a flying mount to get over to that place in Shadow Moon? Maybe not. Wants you to find the ancient Shadow Moon spirit. I really should just pull this up on the other DB. The other DB is better. Hold on. quests. Yeah, it wants you to find the ancient Shadow Moon spirits. Then you open quests, Gorfine's armor and Gorfine's cloak. These are the group quests. So yeah, so here's the thing, Crix. You need a flying mount, don't you?
Or
to do
the
these quests?
evoker? No.
No, because you need to fly. You need to fly to Netherwing Ledge. You know the spot where you do the Netherwing Dragon dailies. Don't you need to fly there, right? And we're not gonna have flying mounts. We can do it at 70 if you want, but I guess we would do it at 70.
I don't remember having to fly to get there. Where is it at?
Netherwing Ledge. It's like the bottom right corner of Shadow Moon Valley.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you need flying. People in the chat saying you need flying. I mean, we could do it at 70 though. Like we could just knock this all. This doesn't seem too bad.
Or we'll probably just get a headpiece out of the dungeon we can get too at the same time. I'll link it to you real quick.
And
there's
then
other options.
These two parts to get the Shadow Moon Valley head though, you just have to kill like a really strong guy, right? Like one is on the Netherwing Ledge.
Yeah, they're
What's
elite.
The other?
They're just elites.
Okay. I don't know. What's your opinion, chat? Is this all worth it to get these headpieces?
Seeing the other helmet. What is it? I think it's Hood of Oblivion. Hood of
2
Oblivion.
crit, 35 damage and healing, 3 sockets. The 3 sockets give you so much flexibility for your. Oh, it's a meta socket too.
What? Yeah.
Oh, so that's movement speed.
It's the yellow. It's a yellow.
Oh, it's bugged on the DB. Okay. Yeah, because then you would get 12 spell damage and movement speed off of it, which would be sick. But yeah.
Yeah. The only other one it's gonna get is not gonna have a lot of hit on it.
We'll get it eventually. It's the best helmet after Spell Strike. After Spell Strike, no, Spell Strike blows this out of the water, right?
I think this should be before.
Before Spell Strike. Yeah. How fast, chat, do you think Spell Strike and all that stuff is going to be available, like on the auction house? Because the thing is, even as sweaty as people
because all the cloth cooldowns, it's going to be fast as shit.
You think so? People are going to use them for themselves, though, right? Crix, everybody needs tailoring, and the thing is,
no, not everybody. There's so many people who know how good of a gold farm that's going to be.
But here's the thing. Here's where you could be wrong, though. In order to make the spell cloth, in order to make the shadow cloth, you need to be level 68. So there's no more software multi-boxing. There's hardware multi-boxing. There will be some people multi-boxing for sure, but it's gonna take them a hot minute to get to 68. And then you have to go through that quest line, fly out to that annoying ass spot. Then you craft your Shadow Weave or whatever. It's not gonna be the type of thing. You know how people say that you're gonna have alts with tailoring, and they will eventually have alts with Shadow Weave and Spell Strike. But isn't it going to take them weeks to get all these alts up to 68 and get through all of them?
Not if that's their only focus. A lot of people's only focus is to make a bunch of gold, and if that's their only focus, they'll be doing that. That's what they'll focus on. You know what I mean?
With current inflation, Spell Strike by itself will cost 15k at launch. Facts. I believe it. I think that's probably true, man. People are saying you need 20k gold for TBC Classic, man. You actually might need way more, man.
That's my goal. No, I think you'd be fine. I mean, if you're looking at tailoring like Warlock wise, just to get your like pumper pieces, I think 20k is enough. Maybe more than enough, really. But 20k to be safe. If you're buying everything, you're not farming anything. You enter Outlands already at 300 tailoring, and with same thing that he said about leatherworking, you can get to 330 with tailoring as well with the mooncloth route, right? Because once you get to 300, you can craft mooncloth and save all your mooncloth stuff. And as soon as you get that shit in Thrallmar for the next tailoring, the master tailoring, just start crafting all your mooncloth. And it gets you to 330.
Oh really?
And then you can set your if you want it to be sweaty, you can set your Thrallmar, and you can just every now and then you get a bunch of cloth, and you just get the nether weave you're getting from the dungeon runs. Use those to level up your tailoring even more, and then when you need to skill it up, you just go hurt the Thrallmar, get summoned back. So 350 tailoring is actually going to be very, 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 very easy to get, I think, and cheap.
You need to be 68 though. That's one thing. You need to be level 68 in order to pick it up. So a multi-boxer or whatever is going to have to get to 68. How long does it get to get from 60 to 68, guys? Like if you're in a 5-man dungeon cleave high speed on your main like us, we'll get there in like a day, you know, maybe like a day and a half, 2 days, right? For like a multi-boxer who's doing it for the gold with dog shit gear, maybe on a 58 boost, it's going to take them like a week to get to 68, man. I don't know. And here's the other thing. What's your opinion on this, chat? Recipe transmute primal might. You need 5 of these to create spell strike, right? Isn't it 5 per spell strike piece? Per spell strike piece, so it's actually 10.
Yeah, 5 mites.
So this is sold by some guy and it has a massive cooldown on it. I think it has. Let me see if the comments say anything.
One of each. It's very expensive. It's still very expensive right now.
All I'm saying is it's not like everybody can just make primal mites. There's like an 8-hour cooldown on this vendor.
You can just buy the mites too. People who are all about gold will have the gold to do that. Like the people who just live for gold, you can buy the mites off the auction house.
No, but you need to. Don't you need to create a mite? Mites don't just drop. You need to transmute a mite, right?
That's a good point.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if this vendor only vendors this recipe once every 8 hours, or what's the cooldown? Some people might is 2-3 days. Yeah, if it's a 2-3 day call, it's definitely not that on endless, right? Because people were having spell strike and stuff 2-3 days into it. But this could be a massive bottleneck here in terms of getting spell strike. You can make the cloth low level, but you have to go to Shadow Moon to make the shadow cloth. 20-hour cooldown. Primal Might 24-hour CD. So I don't know what you guys think, chat. I think it might be extremely rare and expensive getting spell strike immediately. At some point it'll get devalued like everything, like all things, but right off the jump, like, I don't know, Crix, do we work together and get one person their spell strike at a time in our group instead of all doing it at the same time?
I think we'll have to see how everyone's gold is and everything too. How everyone's cloth is, how everybody prepares. You know what I mean? If we are all stacked up with all the things, I think it's gonna be really easy to get to 350 while leveling, and then you just gotta worry about the specialization later. If you can hit 70 with 350 tailoring, you're set. You're fine. You are way more than fine. You just gotta farm up the money or whatever for your cloths.
Yeah. So one thing I think I'm realizing though, dude, is we should get an alchemist in the group. We have no alchemist right now.
I want to go alchemist. I need to at some point. I might. I don't know what I'm doing yet. That's a good thing for the healers too as well.
Let me look at the slide with it. Who could go alchemy here, chat? I kind of don't want to, just because I would like to go drums tailoring. Alchemy. What does alchemy even give you, bro? Isn't there a trinket or something? Like an
trinket that's done out right away. You know, you can double pots, potion masters, elixir masters. You can make all the mana pots that all of us need. It's a good one.
So shaman is out of the question. He's leatherworking. Paladin out of the question because he's going JCNG. Mage going tailor enchanting. It's going to have one of the casters that goes alchemy. I guess I could do it. That way we have a transmute in-house, and we have potions in-house. Yeah. Damn. Bots will farm primals
I don't
anyway.
know what I'm doing my professions yet. I'm not sure.
I have 20k gold in classic, and I'm worried I can't craft all 5 pieces. I don't think you will be able to. First week, I don't even know if there will be many pieces or any pieces at all. But Crix thinks there will be. I'm saying if it's a 20-hour cooldown on Primal Might.
People selling their cooldowns everywhere. You'll be able to, man. 20k is more than enough.
Yo. Can I say something dumb? Is this dumb, guys? What if that's one of the first things we check, though? We try to buy that ourselves.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The Primal Might. We go to the vendors in Shathra and try to buy those recipes.
You could. We go fast. We're gonna be. Yeah, we could.
If we're there pumping like on blood sale low pop, we might be able to get the shat and pick those up. Somebody's just gonna sprint the shat and buy it though, huh? It's worth it.
Yeah, it is.
They're legit just gonna sprint the shat as soon as the gates open and then just get summoned to wherever they need to go.
Yo, I'm down to do that. I will fucking haul ass.
To buy the
I will haul ass all the way there.
Just straight chat and we'll summon you back?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Alright, yeah, let me write that down, man.
I know the routes. I'll fucking haul butthole. I'm ready to go.
So you wouldn't even turn in your quest to get 60.5? You literally just sprint straight chat?
Well, the turn-in quest is easy. It's all right there, you know?
Sure, you'd probably set your hearth EPL. No, you'd probably just be in EPL. And then set your hearth...
Yeah.
Somewhere else. Yeah,
yep.
Okay. Sprint to chat, buy recipes. Or at least try. Alright. Getting somewhere. Somebody who will fly hack. There are vendors in Silvermoon and Exodar too. Wow, okay. So if there, oh, yo. If there's vendors in Silvermoon and Exodar. Wait, is this stupid, guys? Will you be able to get there in the pre-patch, you think? It's not Outlands. No. They won't let you go?
Maybe.
I mean, you're able to level Blood Elves and Draenei. Could you start stocking up on those recipes now? If that's the case, then yeah, there will be primal mites out the ass if you can get those beforehand, before TBC even launches.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you can pick it up in the cities.
That's good too. That's smart. I think we'll be able to get it.
Yeah, let's see.
We just bomb rush it.
You can buy them pre-patch.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there's gonna be Spell Strike then. There will. I honestly, Primal Might Transmute was like the bottleneck that was worrying me the most. There'll probably be tons of Spell Strike week 1 then, 100%.
I think it'll be easy. More like the Spell Strike recipe will be the hard one to get.
The Spell Strike.
That's another thing, and what if one of us gets it first, bro? We can make it out. One of the first hot drops in the game to be doing and selling everywhere, especially on a server like ours, where there's only one other guild that's really like super good.
Yeah, you print money. You print money, right? If you get Spell Strike recipe, where does it drop? Let's see. Let's see what the drop rate is.
It's in Shadow Labs for one of them.
Yeah, here we go. So
Murmur.
This, I have this on my Warlock right now, boys. This set, Spell Strike. It's not even pre-bis, right? It's just bis till like tier 5, through tier 5 for these classes, right? So you wouldn't even categorize this. Would you consider Spell Strike as pre-bis? You can technically get it.
It is pre-bis. Technically pre-bis because you can have it and pre-bis. The thing is, Karazhan's out. Yeah. So the realistic of you having this in your Karazhan run, slim, right? The thing, and another thing is, if you look at what you would use in replacement of that, speaking from a Warlock or even a mage perspective, is your T4 helmet, which both of you guys don't use because both of you guys will drop for Spell Strike, which leads back to us needing Magari Horns or Evoker's helmet, right? Otherwise, what helmet are we going to use? But a Hood of Oblivion lacks all that crit, it lacks everything, right? Lacks hit, and only has one gem in it besides the meta. And then the pants as well, like we're realistically aren't going to have Spell Strike going in the Karazhan.
Well, I want to, Ben. I want to, bro.
So I mean, if we hit 70 and go to Karazhan the next day, think of your week 1 rag push we did.
Yeah.
Imagine this same thing but Karazhan. Not enough time to do all that.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So, okay. These are bis through tier 5 for mages, warlocks. What about Ellie shamans? Probably Ellie too, huh?
What?
Any caster. These Spell Strike.
Yeah, Ellie Shaman. I think Ellie Shamans replace it with T4 or T5. I think it was T4 for that 2-piece. I'm not sure about that. But it's previous for them, it's previous for Boomies. It's been previous.
What about Shadow Priest?
Shadow Priest. I mean, that's sticky because they don't need to hit in the crit as much, but it's still really good for them because it's still a lot of spell power and it's still 3 sockets in each, which is 6 sockets that you can put 9 spell down. Spell down
and
if you want, right?
The proc is nasty too, man. The procs all the time.
I would still go Spell Strike about the Shadow Priest, and then you really don't have to worry about hit anywhere. Or crit's not. This is crit. You don't favor crit as much as the Shadow Priest, just like you would in a fucking lock, right?
It's because you're mind flaying and shit a lot, which can't crit. Yeah.
Mind Flay can't crit, but Mind Blast and Shadow Word Death does. But like an Affliction Lock doesn't care about crit, but they can at least shadow bolt still significant of their damage, so it's kind of important.
So this Spell Strike hood, the DB doesn't show a drop rate on it. Does anybody happen to know? Okay, it shows for the pants, for helmet.
Shitty drop rate.
The hood doesn't look like it has a drop rate, at least on the DB. The pants says 10% though.
It's the Shattered Halls, and then it's pants are
10% off Murmur, bro. And you said these are the hardest ones to. This is the most awkward slot. The pants.
Or
right?
hoods off. I'm sorry, hoods. Yeah, hoods and Shattered Halls. Pants are in slabs. Last boss both.
Yo, at 10%, everybody's getting this, man. I'm spamming slabs till we get this.
Yeah, that's why slabs is a good farm to do.
So this takes me back to if it's truly 10%. You think this is bullshit? You think it's 10 or is it? I
don't think it's 10%. No.
That seems really high.
Look how long it takes for everybody to get it.
All right, let me go back to the slides then, because I have a question for you, Crix and chat. I'm really counting on the chat here to come up with a good opinion. So, for this group, because I know there's some TBC big brains here. Okay. For this group, let me reiterate. Double Shaman, Prot Pally, Mage, and double lock, Prot Pally, Mage, Shaman. For this group, chat. In what order do we prio the reps? You know what I'm talking about, Crix? So,
Say again, sorry?
what order do we prio the reps for this group? Like, and it's not even the reps. It's just like which dungeons we do. Like, how do we prioritize the dungeon areas, right? Because there's honestly merits for like each one. It feels like.
Well, each person in our group has different shit that we need. Like, we need Exalted Thrallmar for our weapon. A healer needs Cenarian, right? So it just kind of hits it in a shitty situation.
It's
like
not even just the reps,
need
though. It's the drops as well. So you have to factor in the drops in the dungeons. You have to factor in like recipe drops like spell strike. You have to factor in just the ease of the dungeons and any other factors.
Shadow Labs is always the best because that's our normal rep grind, right? If you're looking at that, if you're going down there. But at the same time, Mana Tombs is better for experience. So if we're talking about just rep, Shadow Labs is where you go, period, point blank. When we usually go first boss reset, right? If you're going for strictly rep. But because we want spell strike, we just do full clears and just do it fast as shit like we normally do.
But that didn't, I don't know. That didn't, here's the thing too, man. So many lines to play Link and Craig with the 2 men again. Like, do you just sprint to get 1 to Revered and then just start doing heroics of that one as well? Like, immediately?
No, because...
Or do you get them all up to Revered, you feel me? I almost feel like getting to heroic, getting to badge gear might be the play as well. Just as fast as you can, just sprint to start getting badges.
I like to get all my Revered everywhere first. So, like, I like going BM first, Caverns of Time first, because we get all of us all of us, but one person gets massive upgrades. So if you look at Caverns of Time Revered, which Keepers of Time, I mean, you and I get our weapon, right?
Yeah.
Get our weapon.
And Grace too.
Grace gets the weapon, and he gets pants. Time Ward's pants. I don't know what the healer gets from there. Maybe not anything, but
the weapon still works for him though, too, right? 200.
No, he's a mace. I don't think he uses swords. I think he goes mace or something.
Oh no, he's a shaman. You're right. He's a shaman.
Us two, the mage and Grays get abundance. So we go there because it's not gonna take long to do, and then we can go somewhere for like Dusty after that because we need something anyway for there. So we can go to Cenarian and go get Revered there because we need Revered there anywhere for folks for 1. There's good drops there for 2, and then healer can get his weapon. I don't know what the kind of version of a honored weapon a healer would get, but
what do we get from the Akanai dungeons? Does it give lower city rep only? Doesn't it give Shatar rep a little bit too?
It's lower city rep. Shatar rep is only Tempest Keep dungeons.
Yeah, but isn't there one other rep that you get from Akanai? Or is it all lower city?
All lower city. I don't know.
I thought there was like one with the ethereals. It's Consortium. Doesn't one even give
Consortium?
Consortium?
Is up there in Tempest area.
I could have sworn, bro, one of the Auk dungeons give you a different rep than lower city.
It might. Because there is those ethereals and some of those. So you probably, when you kill them in Mana Tombs, they probably give you Consortium rep.
Yeah, Mana Tombs gives Consortium.
Come from another storm.
Okay. Consortium Mana Tombs. Consortium rep useless though. I think there's some good shit with the Consortium rep though. Don't you get like certain enchants and stuff? But yeah, we'll just leave that to somebody else.
Nothing nobody in our group needs.
Okay. So hear me out, Crix. What if I said again? We're gonna make a statement here because there's so many lines of play that my simple goldfish ass mind can't like make sense of it all. My thesis is Auchindoun is the best dungeon. Is the best dungeon to spam, the best one to sprint up to Revered. And I guess the reasoning would be, and I could very much be wrong on this, but the reasoning would be faster clears. And the reason why it's faster clears because your group is stronger, because 5% damage. Am I trolling? You get 5% damage.
And if you're looking gear wise, just between Sethic Halls and Shadow Labs, every single person in our group has like 3 or 4 upgrades. Previous upgrades, by the way.
From Sethic Halls, yeah. And
all of us. All 3 of us. All 3 casters. And then obviously the tank and the healer is gonna have some def gear and there's some healing gear in there. But just looking at the caster point of view, Sethic Halls, each of us have 2-3 pieces. Shadow Labs, each of us have 2 pieces. There's also a sword that's 130 spell power and 20 or 12 hit on it. And there, that's better than the Continuum Blade that drops. And Spell Strike drops in there.
In Sethic?
Mm-hmm.
No, you said in Shadow Labs.
Shadow Labs, yeah.
Okay.
But Sethic has 2 to 3.
Simple question, chat. You get 5% damage bonus from being in Terracar Forest when your faction has control of the zone, which you will pretty much always have if you're Horde. Maybe not on Bloodsail though, because we're going to be outnumbered by Alliance. Yikes.
No, because that Alliance Gate would split, and now half of them are going over to Horde. So
Oh.
Horde will be favored. And we're going to have the biggest guild by far.
But-
Remember, these guilds are only like 80 people tops. We've capped already. So
Here's the thing. They
nothing to
didn't
worry
make the Auchenai dungeons 5% chunkier, right? It's probably tuned in the same way the other dungeons are, like normals and heroics. So the 5% damage bonus would increase your clear time. And then you're also getting the spirit shards. But here's the thing that I've noticed, Grix. These spirit shards...
It's 5% experience as well, I believe. Don't quote me, though.
No way?
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, that's super fat, if that's true. But here's my thing as well, dude. The spirit shards, they give you the epic rings, right, at 50? But those rings were looking kind of dog shit, though, Grix. Are they good?
Where?
The rings from the spirit shards.
Ring. It is a beautiful ring. I'm
It's a
literally
beautiful
trying to farm it right now. It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful ring, really.
Pretty best ring. Yeah, what do you mean?
I already
You know how
got a
good it is?
Alright, let me look at it. What is it?
Seal the Exorcist, it's called. It's 12 hit rating and 28 spell power with 24 stam on it.
Yeah, but there's better rings in Kara, though. But I guess...
No, not with hit. One, but not with hit. You need hit on your rings, remember? You have to have, like, your rings are hit. Both as a warlock. They should be hit right now.
Alright, so Seal of the Exorcist. 28 spell damage. It has Rezil, too? So it's actually for PvP as well? Okay, bro. That's seeming like some two birds with one
Previous
stone
PvP
action,
weapon.
brother.
Previous
That's-
PvP weapon.
That's seeming like some two birds with one stone action right there, too.
All we need to do is walk out with our group and get our guild, up there who are always ready, and we're just gonna own these towers every 6 hours and we just spam it.
Yo,
We're
this
gonna own
is,
the towers, bro. I'm not worried about any world PvP action at all.
so is,
Well, there's not even world PvP action though. Oh, there is in those zones, I think, right?
is the thesis true then, chat? Auchenai dungeons, best dungeons to run? Thing is, the trade-off is that you're not making progress towards your exalted weapon from Thrallmar, the spell power blade that 4 out of 5 of us can use. You're not getting Caverns of Time revered. Maybe you get Caverns of Time revered first, then you spam Auchenai. We could do that, so the tank's doing more. He gets his, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, you're not doing Caverns of Time to like 68 anyway, right? So maybe you level up for as long as possible in the Auchenai dungeons. Does it make sense? So you can get the spirit shards. You get this ring guaranteed. You're doing 5% more damage, 5% more XP.
Yeah, it's 5 experience gained increased by 5%, damage increased by 5%, the busting of Akendun, and allows you to capture their spirit shards.
Let me see what else we can get from spirit shards too. Maybe, yo, is spirit shards hacking the game? Let me look right now. Look, there's other stuff you can buy with spirit shards.
Shards, you can get the ring, which is nice. If you're looking caster wise, you get a meta that's nice, and there's a couple of pieces of gear, but you're not really gonna need it, and as well as mana pots.
Yo, is this where you're getting PvP? Is this decent PvP gear too as well? If the blue gear is
It's
available?
less. Yeah, if you have a excess of shards, but it's not as good as your first blue PvP set.
You're saying the BG PvP set's better than this?
Yeah, yeah.
Thing is, you still might as well pick this up though, because you can focus on
You have
other
extra
things with
shards.
BG.
If you have sealed the Exorcist and your meta, yes, you can.
Yeah,
If
this
you
is
do not
pretty
have
big,
either
though.
of those, don't do it.
This is pretty big though, chat. The meta gem here, you can pick it up. It's I think it's 9 spirit shards on Endless. I don't know why it says 8 here. But there's like no meta gems on the auction house for a long time in TBC. Like, and even right now, the ones like on Windrunner are like 500 gold or something, right? This is your meta gem for like a long while. 12 spell damage, minor run speed increase, or 20 attack power minus run speed increase. But it's barely any shards at all. Spirit shards. This is 4 bosses, and you get a meta gem.
Yeah, if you want that one, yeah, you can get that one until you can afford the big one, if the big one's out. But there's another one that's better than this anyway. It's just a little more expensive. There's 2 that are better than this.
So I'm starting to think that this is the play even more and more, because you know why? So 50 plus 18, 68. 68 plus 68 plus 8 would be what, 66? So 66 shards divided by 2, that's 33 bosses. Correct. So what if I told you we kill 33 bosses in Auchendun, and the whole group gets a blue head piece with a meta gem and rings, and epic rings?
That's easy. It's easy. That blue gem's just garbage for that. The headset's garbage for PvE though. Like, you're gonna replace it. We'll probably replace it in dungeons. The ring is OP, both PvE and PvP.
Is it really that bad though? Let me see. Let me look at the cloth one.
Yeah.
Cloth one is 29 damage and healing. Brazil crit. Thing is, you're getting 12 more spell damage with this. It's got a meta gem. Right? So you do have to count that a bit.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah, you're not using that meta gem. You're using something else. But the other meta gem is good too as well.
You're not going to see that meta gem for a while though. It's like consortium.
Not the
rep,
chaotic
and
one.
it's
There's
like,
another one.
yeah.
There's a third one. It's 12. It's 12 agility, but it gives you 3% critical strike chance. So that's the one you're gonna usually use. The one that we have right now, that's why it's so cheap, is because it's just a little filler until you get that one, until the other one is out. The other one that's out, the 500, is not going to be out at launch. That's not out at launch. It just is on this server.
In Shadow Labs, you get a better caster sword than Kara? No way.
Yeah. Not than Kara, no. You get a better caster sword. They're talking about the Great Sword of Horrid Dreams, probably, which is 130 spell power with a good amount of hit on it.
Great sword.
Better than the Continuum Blade, but it's not better than the Kara sword.
Horrid Dreams? Oh, I see it, I see it.
Yeah, Cavern, yeah.
Spell hit, 130 damage. That is better than the Caverns of Time one, yeah. Not better than Kara, though.
I'm with 121 spell power and 12 hit, a hit.
So my question to you is this, Rich. Out of everything you know so far, and this is a question for the chat as well. I know it's not this simple, but if you had to pick one of these areas, dungeon areas, we should call them, like whether it's Hellfire, or it's the Netherstorm dungeons, or it's the Auchenai dungeons, which one seems like the most high impact to run, or the Caverns of Time ones?
Caverns of Time because 1, Kara attunement, 2, Kara attunement, and 3, it's easy rep, and it gives everybody a weapon. And it gives the tank weapons and def rating.
Okay, first one to get exalted with, then, I guess, if you're gonna push towards that. Or maybe you don't go for the exalted grind. Maybe you just get everything to revered and.
No. To be honest, the exalted grind, all of us have different exalted grinds besides the warlocks matching. Like, I don't think it's something that we do together. I think we just get to revered, and then you guys go grind the exalted out in your own world, full of other people who want it. For instance, we don't need Cenarian exalted, right? We can get it. We might as well. It's a good ring.
If we had a bear tank, maybe we would, though, right? For the weapon and for the ring.
Well, the healer needs it. So that's another reason why I do it. And there's a good ring over there, too, as well, that we can get. But it's like, you don't really need it.
So the getting to exalted, like, when you're thinking of the early formative days of the server, like going for Kara, Mags, Gruels, all that in phase 1, the exalted grind isn't, like, a huge deal in your mind.
The exalted grind, it is on some things. Like the Cenarian ring has a hit ring, and it's really important, called Ashen's Gift. So I mean, we can farm that up for Ashen's Gift too, which is all really good. It's a lot of hit. It's a very it's 21 hit and 23 spell rating, so it's really good too. So I mean, it's not bad to do Cenarian. And Dustin needs Cenarian for his mace. The Pally wouldn't use the mace from engineering. I think he uses Continuum Blade until he can get Stormcaller or Blade of the Archimagicus if you're Alliance.
I see. Trying to put this all
Cenarian's
into
not a bad one to go. Thrallmar obviously is not a bad one to go. Thrallmar, and the thing is, Thrallmar is more. Cenarian's easy. Steam Boss is easy. You can turn in Coilifying Armaments, which are really easy to get. You can get easy rep from there. It's not hard to do. Thrallmar's not easy. You're just spamming Shattered Halls a lot, which is hard, but not hard if you have our group.
Yeah, if you have our group.
Double Warlock Mage.
Okay.
So, and then you look at Lower State reps, really easy because you just spam Shadow Labs. First boss runs reset. Same with Shattered Halls. You just go, you clear everything up until we have to jump to the slimes, then you go back out and reset. Clear to the slimes, but don't clear the slimes, so you don't jump down. You go back and reset. So those 3 factions are actually really, really easy and relatively fast to get exalted to.
Okay, so I'm thinking right now, I'm going back to our plan day 1. This is all stuff we can accomplish in the first play session. We're turning on our quests. We're sprinting to Shat to buy recipes, or at least trying to. We'll summon people back. We'll get set up. We'll run Blood Furnace to 62, and that will likely get us honored. We'll check the Thrallmar vendor. Yo, another thing. Chat, help us out here. Well, maybe you know this, Crix. When can you pick up the normal daily? Could we pick that up early? And what does it even give you, the normal dungeon daily?
I don't think the dailies are out right away.
Oh.
I don't think so. If they are, then we can get it, yeah.
Okay. Well, what does it give you, though, the normal dungeon daily?
You what?
Like, you do a normal dungeon. Do you get, like, a key or something?
I thought it was just heroics for the badge, 2 badges. I don't know if it's out at launch, though. I don't know if it is.
There's a normal dungeon daily as well, though, right? Maybe somebody in the chat knows. Let me see.
They do an instant cap. If they don't change the instant cap, then that changes things. It just gives you rep.
Yeah. All right. So anyway. Oh shit! I just got logged out. Okay, so Blood Furnace to 62. Run by Thrallmar. Check the gear. Maybe pick up any blues if there is anything there. We might be able to get the head enchant as well. Pick up that glyph. Then we go Slave Pants to 64. Are we gonna dabble Ring of Blood at 65? And you know, so 64. I think like 64 to 66. This is another slide presentation. I'll have to go back and check it. But you basically proceed to the Auchenai dungeon at this point. So you're going like 64 to 66, somewhere in Auk. I think it wasn't Tombs. It was not Crypts, not Tombs. No, it might have been Crypts. Crypts might have been the most efficient one. I'm trying to remember. Let me pull it up.
Tombs.
Was it Tombs, the most efficient one? Let me see.
For experience? Yeah.
Yeah. Might be on this.
That lab is also good for obvious reasons.
Oh, I have it here actually. So Tombs is 170k per run, 59.5k per person. Crypts is 44k. Yo, but isn't Tombs the one that gives you consortium rep? Yeah, we were saying that. So what if we have nasty consortium rep? Is there some way we could make use of that? I wonder.
We don't need consortium rep, really.
We'll be getting it though. We're running Tombs.
That's true.
Unless we want to not run Tombs.
From 63 to 66, and then 66 at the calls.
We could run Tombs as little as possible so we could start getting the appropriate rep for Lower City, like maybe hit Crypts.
I think it's smarter to spread the rep out on the other ones and get previous items. Kill two birds, one stone.
Let me see what Consortium gives you, man. Maybe Consortium's a sleeper, man. Is it possible?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, whoops, I was showing the wrong thing. Here's the slide with the XP you get from each one. Let me check Consortium. Consortium Quartermaster.
Yeah.
The dagger. Shitty neck. Shitty headpiece. Gun. Some designs. Damage and healing by 39. Chest piece. Meta MP5. Yeah, it's not looking too promising.
No, big man.
There's a design Swift Skyfire Diamond. What is this? Teaches this. 24 attack power, minor run speed increase. Is this the one that hunters use? It honored. We'd get honored before maybe anybody. We could start pumping this metagem out. I don't know. I'm just trying to make use of this rep. Maybe it's a meme. Rogue dagger. Yeah, we don't have a rogue. I think you guys should talk about your goals and expectations. Is it a speed run or a rep grind? Settle it so there's no hard feelings.
It still needs to be right in the middle, I think.
It's not necessarily a speed run. It's just be efficient with our time. It's like a work smart type of thing, right? And we all just are excited to play the game. We're going to be playing the game a lot together. So it's just trying to find the best balance between slash blade and getting shit done in the game, right? That's pretty much just where we all are. I don't know if any of us are like literally trying to go for world first or anything, but we're trying to, the faster we can get Kara done, the faster we can get through the stuff. It'll feel pretty good, right? It'll feel like we accomplished something well. If we can do, Kara day 3 or something.
Mm-hmm. The goal.
Yeah, we should set a goal like that, like day 3 Kara.
Oh, bro, we're setting goals. Server first Kara, so whatever the hell that means. We're going 4 or 5 days a week raiding until that happens. So,
all right, there it is.
You ready to pump, bud?
All right. Well, okay.
Put your fucking sweatpants on, bud.
Oh, they're on, brother. They're on.
You guys are ready to lose some weight? Put some sweatpants on and put a little garbage bag over your body. Put a hoodie on, bro. You'll sweat it out.
All right. So let me go back to this then. Day 1, 62, 64 slave pens, 64 to maybe like 66 mana tombs. Then we could try Ring of Blood. I feel like we're trolling though. Maybe we try the Netherstorm guy to get the bauble early. Then you have to go to Netherstorm with no flying mount. Griggs, we gotta be big brain, man. We gotta think of some.
We have our route, bro. We sent it there. We already got it. Don't overthink it. It's easier than you think it is.
All
Imagine not doing this trial run we just did.
Yeah, true.
We already done the trial run. We know what to pick up, put down.
64 to 66 mana tombs. Then after mana tombs, what is it? Sethic?
Another walk in the day. Another day, a walk in the park, or whatever the saying is.
Sethic and then Sethic to Steam Vaults. Oh no. We pick up Kara Attunement at 68. Pick up Keratune. Then it's slabs first, right? Slabs.
Yeah.
OHF.
Slabs.
Black Morass. Arc. And the thing is, we do Arc at 70. Because we can't do it earlier. You need Flying Mount. So,
Well,
okay, how about this? How about this? When we do OHF to Black Morass, we just sit Black Morass till we're revered for the blades. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what you do. That's farm.
Sit Black Morass till revered for blades. I like that, I like that. Just getting all on the same page. Then... Arc. I don't know if we can do this all day one, though.
We're gonna try, Bubba.
Nah, it's not gonna be day one.
Oh, no, probably not. No, I don't know, maybe. 24 hours, yeah. That's how fast we go.
What do you guys think, chat? How long is it gonna take? If you are getting sweaty, you know, you're like playing like, let's say like 18 hours a day or something. How many days? Till 70. Maybe 2? You're missing 1 dungeon for Kara Prequest? What did I miss? Oh, Steam Vaults. Yeah, good call. So it's Steam Vaults, then Slabs. So yeah, we're doing... Okay, because we're going from 68... 66 to 68 Sethic. Pick up Keratumit. Do Steam Vaults a little bit, maybe. Then you go Slabs. There's probably some drops in there we need. Hit SV for a couple runs. Then it's Slabs. So you want to just do SV probably the minimum, because Slabs has so much good shit for us. We have the Spell Strike drop. Spell Strike drop. And that hit sword. Somebody was talking about. Alright. We're getting somewhere, man. You'll love to see it. Gotta assume the 30 limit is removed? I don't know. Even if it's not removed, I don't know if you do 30 dungeons in a day. Because I think it would be... If you were 60.5, it would take maybe like 8 runs or 7 runs to get to 61. I don't know if you're gonna hit that 30 dungeon cap. Even if you play 18 hours a day and you're dungeon grinding most of it, I don't know if you're gonna hit 30. And if you're getting close, you could always go up to the next tier of dungeon so it lasts longer. To slow it down. You need the R key?
It's so exciting just watching this right now.
It is, right?
It's so exciting.
You don't need the R key. You need a rogue with lockpicking. Here's the thing, though. On Endless, the rogues have instant max lockpicking, right? I wonder what lockpicking skill you need to pick the arc door. Anybody happen to know? Any Giga chat?
Max, probably.
It's probably like 375 lockpicking or some shit.
Yeah.
So no rogues having 375 lockpicking on launch, bro. We're gonna have to do the arc quest.
Yeah, which we can. I mean, it's not bad to do. That has good loot. It has good gold. There's no nothing wrong with doing that, you know.
So let's do it while it's still giving us experience. How about that?
Yeah.
Then. Okay. So we do OHF to BM to revered, and then we might be like 69, and we're already revered. We've did Black Morass a bunch of times. We might be 69 at that point. You know what I'm saying? Then you go Netherstorm at 69, and you finish the arc quest, then move into arc right, and just finish the last fragment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go Storm, do arc, and having the arc key quest is gonna be huge for the guild, man. Just getting that done quick.
It's gonna be monstrous, and then being able to get summons in and everything.
Then right into arc. Finish attunement. Perfect, man. You can run through the door as a ghost, but you can't get up there as a ghost, because when you die, you respawn in Netherstorm as
yeah, you respawn alive at the graveyard.
At the base, yeah, exactly. Yep. Don't you need Durn hold for BM? Yeah, you
That's
do.
That's more
yeah.
annoying if you think it is.
That's pretty annoying, yeah. That's really good feedback in the chat, man. Really, really good feedback. I do appreciate it. Yeah, you can't death skip the arc door now, because yeah, you respawn down below. You can have a rogue pickpocket it, or not pickpocket it, sorry, lockpick it. Same with the Shattered Halls door. He can lockpick that, but the Shattered Halls door you can death skip through it, like you guys said. They said in an interview there will be no limit because the dungeons are shorter. I don't know if the dungeons are shorter though. Are the dungeons in TBC shorter than classic dungeons? Maybe if you're doing a full BRD clear. Do you guys want unlimited dungeon caps? Doesn't bother me either way. It's the type of thing doesn't, 30 seems
shorter
fine.
than classic.
Maybe some of them, like a Ramparts, would be shorter than like a full
Yeah,
live
I don't
and
know.
dead strap.
I get which dungeon because you can speedrun the shit out of SM, but then again, BRD is kind of long. I think it's just like classic, just some long ones, some non-long ones. You know.
You're missing Steam Vaults and Carrot Attunement? Oh, isn't it here? Pick up Carrot Attunement, yeah, then you hit SV for a couple runs right here. So Carrot Attunement 68. He'll portal us to Stonehard, which is super dope. Mages, or he's not playing Mage, he's playing Warlock Chicken will. Hit SV for a couple runs. Maybe even just one run, because we're trying to actually be still leveling when we have to do this Arc Key Quest. So we might skimp out on Steam Vaults. We don't need anything from Steam Vaults, do we? Our caster group, it's not like we need Beast Lord. We've run Steam Vaults a lot, right, Crix? I don't think anything drops there for us. Like in our whole group. I don't think so, at least.
Steam Vaults drops, Belt, Sash of Serpenta, and something of Oblivion. I want to say Gloves. Both good pieces.
Okay. We probably pick up Carrot Attunement, maybe do Steam Vaults once.
It's one of those things where
fragment.
we're gonna summon. We're gonna sit one of us and summon in a hunter for the Beast Lord last boss too. By the way.
I think this is where we're gonna really make our money with efficiency too, Crix, because not only are we're finding a sweet spot between XP per hour, but also getting shit done that you're gonna need to do at 70 anyway while leveling, right? Like, if we know that we need to hit slabs for as long as possible because of spell strike drop chance, little things like that, you know, or hitting the Arc Key quest super early. We missed a couple of the heroic daily quests, man, for the badges. I want to hit those immediately. It might be the type of thing that we hit 70 Crix and we see what the heroic is.
Mm-hmm.
The heroic daily, if they're out, and we just go get that one reviewed real quick and do that.
Yeah,
I want to say because we don't miss out on badges. Right? It's 2 badges per day you get from the daily.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, man.
I like it, man. This is getting me even more hyped up, bro.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it.
Having a well-executed plan is a really good feeling, so we'll just keep working on it. Boys, I think I'm going to call it here, though. That was a great stream. Thank you very much for the feedback, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. Oh, well, real quick. Let's, we got the priest episode. We can do it tomorrow, man. I got the priest lined up during this call. That's why I was so quiet just now.
Gotcha. Priest
but
deep
nothing to do
dive.
tomorrow. Yeah, either Saturday or Sunday. We'll figure it out. But yeah, we got it coming up now soon, guys. We got a Pro Shadow Priest, Pro PvP or Pro Holy disc.
Yep, and that will be our ninth class deep dive, guys. So if you like the deep dives, if you like learning about your classes in TBC, we've done 8 classes already. You can find them over on my YouTube channel. I'm not sure if Crick's uploaded it to his, but here's I'll link it in the Twitch. If anybody wants. And we are starting a guild, man, together on Bloodsail Buccaneers. It's a PvE server, so I know some of you guys don't like that, but that's okay. To each their own, you know.
Mm-hmm. Hype. Anybody's welcome. If you want to raid, even if you don't want to raid, you just want to come vibe and.
Yep, we're over on
Have a
Bloodsail.
safe place on the server to hang out, man. You got it.
We're playing on Windrunner. We're raiding Gruels and Mags. You want to plug your Trovo or something, Crick? Are you gonna stream it?
No, because I'm gonna probably do it to YouTube as well. Probably just my YouTube.
Okay, yeah, plug your YouTube in there. Yeah, we're doing Mags and Gruels.
Yeah, I can't stream the Twitch anymore.
An hour and 25 minutes. If you want to watch that, I can't stream it. Obviously, I'm gonna get the old hammer.
Yeah, I can't.
But yeah, that'll be going on today. So, yo, have a good day, everybody. We're gonna pass the torch off. You're streaming right now, Grix, or no?
No. I'm just working on some stuff for raid tonight.
Okay.
No, my friend. Yeah, see you guys later, man. See you guys tomorrow, most likely.
Yeah, sounds good. Let me try to see if anybody's doing the TBC thing right now. Let's go visit Life is Moot, man. Life is Moot's doing Shattered Hall's Heroic right now. He's a nice guy. He's in Catching Die, Lollygagging, solid guild on the server on Windrunner.
Very good build.
Very good guild. And I will see you guys soon. Take care, everybody.